So after defeating badly in Battle of Waterloo in 1815, Napoleon was sent on banishment. So after Napoleon's banishment or exile, people of France, they were following the rules and regulations. Those were imposed by Napoleon, they were following, because some of the rules and regulation or law and order, those were some, I am talking about some, those were in favor of France. So that is why they continued some laws and orders of Napoleon. Then the situation of Russia was the same simultaneously. Russia was also passing through the same phase. France they had passed through. So French Revolution already took place and France became nearly a republican state. Monarchy, it was totally abolished. But after that, Russia was passing through the same phase as France already had passed. In Russia, Tsarism was there. During that time, that Tsar Nicholas II, he was on the throne in 1914. The people of Russia, they were tired of dynasty or hierarchy. They were tired of the monarchical system, that means the Tsarism. They were tired of the oppression or the suppression of the feudal lords or the serfdom. So they also started agitating and protest, and they also started raising their voices against the system, because they were inspired by the French Revolution based on three aspects: liberty, equality and fraternity. If we remove the fraternity, these two aspects, that means liberty and equality, equal rights, the Russian, they were demanding for equal rights. So here, under the rule of Tsar Nicholas, Tsar was there on the throne. During that period, the movements already started, and amongst those movements, Russia or Russian society, it was divided into three categories, just as the French Revolution, or during that phase, France or French society was divided into three categories. Those were the first estate, second estate and the third estate. So here also Russian society divided into three categories or segments. The first category was the liberals, and the second was radicals, and the third was conservatives. So let us know who are the liberals. Liberals, they were wanting a nation which tolerated secularism, or liberals, they wanting a nation based on secularism and they could tolerate all the religions. The second point, that they also opposed the power of dynasty. That means one after another, that means the hereditary or the hierarchy or dynasty, they also opposed. There should be no monarchy. Tsarism, they wanted to eradicate Tsarism. Then the third point, they wanted individual rights against government. A government should form or should be formed based on individual rights of the people. Now let us come to the second segment or second category. Those are the radicals. Who are radicals? That they demanded a nation which government should be based on majority of the population. That means whatever the entire population, the majority, that means either 75%, either 80% or 70% of the population according to their demand, according to their proposal, a government should form. Radicals' demand. Second demand was, they were not against the existence of private property, because during that time the landlords, feudal lords, they had various kinds of properties, wealth. So they were not against the private property, but they were wanting that property should not be centralized in the hands of a specific category or in the hands of few people. They were not wanting that. That property should be in the hands of few people, or it should be centralized, or it should be used by few people in the society. Then let us come to the conservative category. Who were the conservatives? Conservatives, in a simple word, that conservatives were against both radicals and liberals. They were against both radicals and liberals. So here revolutionary activities then took place. People were not satisfied because of the Tsarism, because Tsar later on he became the puppet at the hands of those nobles, in the hands of the higher strata, in the hands of those certain category. So people, they came to know about the situation. They could understand the political and social condition of Russia. Simultaneously, Russia was passing through an economic crisis also. So Russia during that time, agriculture or farming, it was the main occupation of the people. Most of the people of Russia were peasants, they were farmers. So they started raising their voices against the contemporary system, and then people, some thinkers, just like France, some thinkers, some philosophers, some activists, they emerged. They emerged as the educationist in the field of philosophy, in the field of sociology. So they started educating the contemporary people of Russia. They started telling them to be aware about the contemporary system. So this concept of these people known as socialism, they were giving their education, or they were teaching the common man of Russia about or regarding socialism. So let us know what is socialism, because they were known as socialists or social activists. When this political disturbance it was going on, then one person he emerged known as Karl Marx. Guys, I think you have heard the name of Karl Marx. Your copy, it is open before you. So write the spelling of Karl Marx. Karl, Karl, Marx. Karl Marx. And his time, that is Karl Marx's